All right, everyone. So as you can see, we are all starting to gather. There's father and mommy and my baby and Mr. Bobby and Miss Sherry. All right, guys. So stick around. We are arriving at Savannah Citrus for the 2025 Soil Family Expo.
All of our work, we lost all of our money. We just about burned through all of our savings. And we were sitting around at 3 o'clock in the morning watching YouTube channels on how to survive. And these people kept saying diversify. So I knew two things for sure about my background. I could grow citrus because I had 3 trees in the yard, and after 10 years I hadn't killed them yet. and number two, I spent a lot of time in bars, and I knew a lot about citrus fruit in bars. So I said, that gives me sufficient background to invest every dollar I got left in my pocket in orange trees and lemon trees and lime trees. And this is all a COVID project gone awry. Now the citrus trees they make way more money than the band does. And we still play music. I'm playing 3 times this weekend. But the citrus trees have really come on strong. We're going to show you a couple things. One, how to grow a tree.
Thank you.
Number two, now that you've grown the tree, what are you going to do with the fruit that you grow? Because most people do not understand or appreciate how much fruit a properly maintained tree can produce. And if you are a farmer's market guy, we sell primarily at farmer's markets. We do sell some crazy fruit to high-end bars downtown. But if you're a farmer's market guy, what sort of value-added products can you create out of citrus? Most farmers market people, when they go to step up a little bit and make more money than the average guy, they're going to need to create a value-added product out of whatever product you grow. I don't care if it's snap beans, sweet corn, or oranges. Value-added is a good way to go. So we're going to get started right over here, and I've got a couple of things to show you. Feel free just to ask questions as we walk through the trees. See? Yeah.
What do we do about the gnats? One bitten.
You got no gnats?
I don't.
Doggone it, I was sure hoping Sherry had the no gnats.
But we got the bug spray lady over there. So how much space is here? Total growing space?
Less than 5 acres.
Okay.
So this is everything here is on less than 5 acres, and you'll see some of the adjustments we've had to do to our production to squeeze everything we can out of our areas here, though. All right, so let's move over here, and I'm going to show the first thing we got going on.
I got the story.
I know it's yours.
Thank you. Okay. And y'all can help yourselves to the drinks, treats, lemon bars, lemon bites.
That didn't sound good.
So we're gonna start off here. A lot of people ask about growing trees, and this is the tree that did not make it because of the deer. But this tree, a lot of people ask me about roots, about when I go to grow a tree in a pot versus growing it in the ground. So this gives you a good idea of a root structure of a citrus tree. This tree is about 2.5 years old. About 2.5 years old. And you can see that a citrus tree does not produce a taproot.
Yeah.
And it just won't. Even a big tree. Citrus trees just don't go down into the dirt more than about 2 feet. That's about it. That's why every time there's a hurricane down in Florida, you see the trees blow over. They have a lot of scaffolding roots. I don't know if any of you guys grow sweet corn. Sweet corn grows a lot of scaffolding roots, but not much taproot. Another thing we're going to talk about is when you get a tree, you buy a tree, and I'm guessing that most of you are going to buy a tree over the internet. It's going to come in a nice little box. It's going to come with one of these little steel rods in it to help support it. When you plant that tree, I want you to get rid of that steel rod. Because what will happen very quickly, you'll see that this tree has consumed the steel rod. So now you cannot pull this rod out of the tree. So this tree's here is for everywhere. Now, that's probably not going to be a big issue as the tree goes on, but understand that it could be an issue because the rod is in fact going to rust. And what you will end up with, as long as you have a tree that's in a container, it's not going to be that big of a problem. If you have this tree in the ground, once you get really excited about your tree, it becomes to be 7, 8 years old. That's going to be a weak spot in the tree, and when the wind blows, it might snap because it's got this rusting iron rod right down the middle of it. So those are a couple of things I want you to remember. We've got some trees that we're going to be selling in the back there, and every tree comes with that little iron rod. But when you get that tree home, once you pull that rod out, that rod's not to hold up the tree while it's growing, it's to protect the tree in shipping. It's a shipping box. You'll also notice when we move on, y'all got all these chunks of tree bark down here. People ask me all the time, does it matter what I put in my dirt? And I say yes, and this is why. The big roots, think of them as like highways. They are a totally different structure than these fine roots over here. The big root, all it does is move water. And it moves water both ways actually, but it only moves water. It cannot absorb nutrients. But these little fine fuzzy guys here, they are a different type of plant cell, and they absorb nutrients. And you see where they actually grow in and through this bark and these chunks of peat moss, they actually consume those, and that's how that happens. But there's a tree for you. That's what it looks like in the ground.
So is that why the pomegranate is putting out bigger fruits because of that? The pot probably too small.
If you have a pot too small, it will restrict the fruit production.
The fruit ain't that big.
One rule of thumb that we try to follow in our containers, and you'll see we have 5-year-old trees producing fruit in a big pot. You know?
Okay.
And but I try to visualize that the root system and the tops are physically in proportion to one another. Like if I had some way to take the top of that tree and run it through a grinder into a whole bunch of sawdust, how much mass would it create? And if that is roughly the same size of mass that the roots have, my tree's in balance, and it produces for us a goodly bit of fruit.
Okay.
Let's get started. So over here, the front edge of this grove, these are all Satsuma trees. Everybody knows what a Satsuma orange is? It's about the size of a baseball. It's got a real wrinkly skin. Peels very, you can step in that. That's just solid. Peels very easily. It ripens, our season of ripeness here, depending on which variety we have. We'll start in the middle of October and we'll run all the way through early December. After early December, the Satsumas are done. Satsuma is a delicious piece of fruit. It's sweet. It's not sweet because of a high sugar content. It's sweet because of a low acid content. And that makes it attractive to diabetics, health conscious people. The level of sugar is not particularly high, but the level of citric acid is very low. The caveat to that is that because of the low acid, it does not hang long on the tree. When it's ripe, you got about 2 weeks, and then it starts to dehydrate and goes kabuts. So for a homeowner, it's a very good tree. For commercial production, it's a very challenging tree. You have to sell it instantly. That's why you find them mostly in farmers markets, or if you find it in a grocery store, it is a grocery store that is has a good working relationship with local farmers. It does not truck well. These trees up here, you'll see, these trees are obviously in a bag. This is what we call a bug bag.
Tell them how much it costs.
So this bag is $40. We sell these bags. So this bag is $40. To use the bag, you've got to hold it up in the air. We use it, and I'll show you how we do it. But that PVC pipe holds the bag up. The bag works best when it touches the ground.
Okay.
There's a steel post inside that PVC. Altogether, you got about $75 in one of these things.
Okay.
But what it does, we don't spray hardly anything on the tops of these trees. These trees are commercial trees. These are not organic trees because they're in our soil. We have a lot of bugs. Savannah has a lot of grubs and bugs living in the ground. So we do not try to produce organic fruit, but this tree is organic from the ground up. Thank goodness. It's very difficult for a fuzzy flying insect to fly. The two insects we're worried about are leaf miners and the Asian citrus psyllid. And they have on the ends of their wings these little puff balls. And they can't get through the screen. Some flying bugs will land on the ground, crawl through the thatch, and then take off again. And that's okay by me. Because once I make a flying insect land on the ground, that's a real ugly spot to be. Because he has a lot of predators in the ground.
Okay.
And that helps control what goes inside it. The only thing I spray on these trees is neem oil. Okay. And that soapy water.
Okay.
What's that doctor guy? Look at their clean organic soap. Dr. Bronner. That's the guy. The bugs don't like the soapy water. Very mild soapy water. We spray it. Neem oil or the soapy water.
Okay.
We've had some trouble with deer. Anybody have deer around their areas? You got deer? You know, deer loves. You look at these pretty little leaves here on the citrus trees, and I don't know what he likes more, the flower or these pretty little light green leaves.
Deer's around now.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Renita here. Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today we just left Savannah Citrus and I picked up this Harvey lemon. So I did a little bit of research, not too much because I'm not very good with citrus trees just yet. It said it's good from, if I remember correctly, zone 8A down to 10B, or up to 10B I should say. So it should do very well in my grow zone, which is 9B. They also gave us a little cutting. I think it's a grapefruit. I'll have to go back and look at the videos. But yeah, so I'll make a video, the rest of the video, and share with you guys what I picked up.